Sile, well done for sharing.
Yeah, and you shared. You shared.
And I thought we were all gonna share.
I'm proud of you for sharing.
You know, I was like,
I'm so proud of
there
you
were no
for sharing.
algorithms in the thing. There were no algorithms.
There's no cryptic that you need to not put it twist 3 times and then for message to come on. I was wondering where I just answer questions.
Because for me, it's based on the keys at.
You guys are so silly.
I mean, and then you build a snowball.
It's an igloo. It's an igloo and it's a snowball. Wait, so at the end of the day, guys, since that one was what I want to say.
Oh, you two are a mess.
Okay, you introduce it.
No, you introduce the Shaz.
Okay. So,
Steve Jobs said the dots connect from the dot.
that's
the last video. Which I was in touch. As Steve Jobs said, the connects dot from the top.
It's from the top, it's a dot.
It's from the pot, it's connect.
It's a dot.
You guys are a mess. You're a mess. Today we thought we'd talk about life.
It's hard, this one. It's hard. So
you are good at this. Yeah, just do it.
You know what we're here to do?
Oh man.
We don't know what we're here to
Hey
do.
friends, welcome back to our channel. If it connects, it's a dot. If it's a dot, it's a pot, and it comes from the top. As a jungle ledge would say. Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you back. It's been such a good year, hasn't it?
It has.
It has been a good year.
Especially
With the viewers.
With the viewers, we really enjoyed your engagement, as you already know this. And today we thought we'd have a very casual conversation amongst 3 friends who are just sharing about life, because life is life at its best. If you want to kind of hear our own thoughts about how we are learning about life and living it through, stick around. Okay, so we were just having a conversation and trying to figure out what it is that we want to speak about today. And I was just saying, like, life has just been life. It's like 2019 hasn't been a difficult year, right? It's had its ups and its lows. Ups and lows.
Ups and downs?
Oh, ups and downs. It's flips and dots. And they connect.
You're a mess.
Sorry guys.
It's had its ups and lows.
Don't let
just
life's lows get you up.
yeah.
So go.
Yeah. It's how do I explain it? It hasn't been a difficult. It's not one of those years where you're like, oh my word, this was a terrible year, whatever. It's just been a very interesting year. That's how I feel, and I keep saying it feels like I'm just going with the flow of life. Everything is moving in the direction that it seeks to move in, completely outside of my control. And I'm like, okay, this is how it's going. Okay, not in a bad way. It's still Romans 8:28. Like, all things are working for our good, but it's just life. It's just happening, right? Like, and I think that's just really interesting. It's just curious.
But it's interesting. Do you feel like, because people say sometimes life is just going ahead of you and you just feel like you're just trying to catch up? Is it that flurry, or is it like, whoa, life will do what it wants to do and I just need to keep in step?
It's not flurry. I'm in it, so I'm present. I'm aware of what's happening. I'm just amused and also amazed. At the same time, I'm like, okay.
Can I give an example?
You know, for instance, so if you guys could see my vision board, and I think it's just such a paradox. I look at my vision board that I set at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Everything about it has to do with my PhD. It's pictures of desks. It's like timelines around like April this is happening, June I'm on the field, like at December I'm present. Like everything was very clear in terms of what I thought I'd be doing. In March I stopped my PhD. In April I went home for a bit. You guys probably wouldn't even know this, sorry. In May I started interviewing for jobs. In June I started a job. In July I moved to Pretoria. And it's like not in my hands.
Yeah.
It's like I'm clay in the potter's hand. Everything is working out for the good. but it's just life. It's just happening in its own ways, and every day has its own. And I was just saying to the girls, I feel like this past week has been an obstacle course with relocating. Like relocated, first week there, you kind of just Ubering around, you don't know, you get lost everywhere. Then on Wednesday I'm at work, I'm like, I just got my car, I'm like, oh thank you, everything's kind of going to start working, I'm gonna get groceries, I'm due, like you're just living, right? Like it's just like, Wednesday they call me, they're like, your flat has flooded. Okay? It's life, right? In the morning the tap was frozen because it's so cold. So I didn't wash. So I kept opening it and closing it, opening it and closing it. And then I left it dripping because I wanted a little bit more water. And then I thought I closed it. The water melted during the day. Just as I entered the office having my car delivered, I get to the house, I'm now panicking. I'm like, it's okay. If your computer is, because my computer is on the floor, I'm like, if your computer is washed out, it's okay. The week before I just bought a new battery for it, right? Sure. So I'm like, I paid 2,500 Rand for a new battery. Whoa. I paid 1,000 Rand for a computer charger, so that's 3,500. I'm counting, I'm like, hey, that's out the drain. Like it's, I'm like, you're already making, you like, it's fine. If that's what it is, it's okay, right? Like, it could be worse, you don't know. And in my mind, I imagined like a Red Sea kind of situation anyway. But it was all just life. And I got there, the Thursday, my car just wouldn't start at work. Like,
how flooded was it actually?
It wasn't, it was flooded in the bathroom, but then when it got to the lounge area, it kind of just sank into the carpet, you know what I'm saying? So blessedly, it didn't like, you know? So, it's Thursday, I'm about to, Thursday morning, I get, so this was Tuesday, this flooding happened Tuesday. Wednesday, what happens Wednesday, I wake up early in the morning, I'm like, okay, good, okay, we're starting the day, right? I'm going to the gym, it's 4 o'clock, I wake up, everything's ready, I'm going to the gym at 4:30. I open the gate, it's like just before 5. The gate opens halfway, so I'm like, okay, keep trying. 5:30, I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work, go get ready, go get dressed. So now I have to take an Uber, right? Yeah. Take an Uber to work. When I get to the office, I've left my keys in the car. Okay, it's fine. So my office keys. So now I can't start the day.
Obstacle course.
I'm moving it like this.
Obstacle course.
Then go back, it's fine. In the evening, they say that the thing is fixed, so it's fine. I walk in, so now I decided I'm going to go to the gym in the evening actually. I get into the car. When I try to open the gate opens, so I walk, I drive in. Now I'm about to get my clothes to go to the gym. Open it halfway. Okay. Alright. Okay, it's fine. And now I was like, I'm going to the gym. Doesn't matter what. I took an Uber to the gym. Friday, go to the office. As I'm leaving, I leave around 6. My car will not start. Yeah. So it's just today. I was telling the girls I had an accident to the highway. There are 100 million other good things that are happening every day. I'm getting better at my work. I'm starting to enjoy it. Like everything is working. It's meeting so many people who are so relevant all the time to what I'm doing, and it's great. Yeah. But I'm also like, what's up? In between. Pack it together.
3.5 in the drain.
3.5, it's okay, it's moving, it's fine. Don't hold on to anything. Wow. So every day is just presenting it. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, I mean, the world could be so much worse.
We get it,
you know what I'm saying?
But like,
and I feel like I understand it every time. Even with the car accident today, I was like, you know what? It could have been terrible. Like, I was with my partner in the car. I was like, you guys could have died. Like, God forbid. Like, things like this happen to people all the time. Like, actually, just be grateful that a grandfather was driving behind you,
and not a speed
racer, right? Like, so you still see all the mercies. Even when I got to the flooding, I was like, thank God my computer didn't flood. Like, anything could have happened. All the time, you were aware. Like, hey, the hand of God is still holding things together with all the messiness of everyday life. Wow.
That's a lot.
That's been a lot. I feel like I want to go take a martial arts class or something just to like just to kind of like bring me back into like
there's the girl. There's the girl.
I mean, if you to solve and say
because I'm like, if maybe I was more present, if I was more aware. I mean, there's other things that are out of my control. Yeah. But I'm like, whew, I just need stillness of mind.
I need karate.
I need a karate. I need a meditation class. I need something that's like
centering.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Whoa. But I think for me what's interesting is that like a lot of people, so okay, shout out to Muhle. We spoke to Muhle yesterday, who's Sihle's colleague, who watches the channel. So hey Muhle. Hi Muhle. So Muhle said that, you know, she's going through so many transitions and changes and stuff. So I'm listening to you and I'm thinking like those are in quick succession. Those are changes, and it's almost like it was not that maybe you problem solved the best in that time, but you had a mentality that allowed you to overcome. It's almost like you were like, okay, cool, this is happening, fine, I'm gonna get an Uber. The dramas of the office thing and stuff, it's like, okay, cool, I didn't die, it could have been worse. And I think sometimes the reason that people really sort of crumble under the weight of transition is that you just give into it. You're just like, whoa, and then this happened to me, and then this happened to me, and I'm out. You know? Whereas you were able to be like, hey, I could have died, or I could have lost my computer, or I could have. I think it's perspective.
Yeah. But even just the concept which resonates with me a lot also this year is the concept of life is life, man, and this is kind of what you've signed up for. And sometimes I worry that maybe it's like apathy or disengagement, but I don't think it is, because I kind of feel like last year was probably a boot camp where it's like high intensity training. Where it's like you're under floods of water and then there's a log and you must jump. So it felt like it was very bad. Now there's something coming towards you. You need to jump.
Martial arts.
But that's what last year felt like. It was relatively hard. So this year I kind of feel like my disposition is, man, life is life. So it almost feels like you've gone through a boot camp that's prepared you for, it's actually okay. And it sucks, but it's a weird sense of mind. I struggle to explain it because in the moment you're like, this isn't great. It would be nice if this didn't happen, but also, is this not life? Is this not the thing we're here for?
Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. Like for me, when that happens, I'm always like, God, why? Like for instance, something silly could happen. Like I could trip, and I'm like, I didn't need that today. Like in this day, in my book of life, like in the book of life, when it details, didn't need to have that. Like, so for me, if the flesh was flooding, whatever, I would struggle, like to think about why did I need that today? So for me to understand that life has an independent agenda. And like, I need to, for me, I'm like, God, why would that have to happen? And I'm like, but who should it happen to? Like,
so that's where I am, where I'm just like, you're not excluded from the things that happen to people.
In this life there will be many trials. That's what the Bible promises. But I'm still like, when it happens, I'm like, I mean, I still have bigger trials. Like, I don't really need to, like, to hit my finger into a car door. It's like, I didn't need that to happen for me. I don't know how to understand it sometimes. I think sometimes that's why people really struggle, because they're like, why is all of this happening to me?
I don't know, because sometimes I think about it in this context where I'm like, they're the big things, so the big bad things that happen that are like devastating, but then there's the smaller things like what you're talking about that are inconvenient but aren't like someone's life is in danger, etc. So I kind of feel like with those small things, it's like God in a way trying to just teach us to let go, that you have no control over anything.
But why does it have to do that?
Sometimes I feel like those small day-to-day things are like lessons for bigger things, like almost like forewarnings. Like, so especially for me, like with the reason I was talking about the martial arts, is because I literally felt like maybe God is trying to say to me, be still. Right? Like you need to just come back to a place of like quietness, because your mind, really a lot of things have just been happening. So it's easy to make small blunders, right? Like because you're not cognizant of what you're doing every day, and God forbid you are not cognizant and something big and terrible happens. So those small things are almost like a thing of like, yay, like, just come back and just like be still, because that's important. A sound mind is very important. Otherwise, something really bad could happen. Like, because you're not. So I really feel like it's small little lessons every day that God is really trying to even like preserve you,
to get your attention.
So maybe that's mercy then. That's God's mercy. Interestingly, it sucks in the time, but it's His mercy to be like, hey, wake up, like, how can you be in the moment? Because honestly, there could be something.
I was telling these guys earlier about how I missed 4 flights in April.
4.
4. 2
International.
And 2 local. Destroyed. I was like, life is ending.
Life says if you miss it, you pay it.
You miss it again, you pay it again. And the thing is, it felt like I was learning how to miss flights in every permutation possible. See the time wrong, see the gate wrong, leave your keys somewhere. It's just like, Jesus, you're Lord. I was finished, guys.
Jesus, you're a lot of flights.
So at a point with the last one, it was so funny because I was so embarrassed, and I almost thought that everyone who was looking at me knew that I missed 3. I was so embarrassed.
Is it you again?
Ow! Again! But the worst is going through the security gate and being the only one at the conveyor belt waiting for you to get the security asking you okay? And you're like,
Miss your flight and then she had to go find her luggage. Do you understand how demoralizing this? Nancy puts, I am take it off the thing as I'm not going.
And I'm not going.
no.
Pato in front.
They want to fly to desert, but I'm not going. If you went up with you can take it back with the bags. It's better.
Couldn't fly here.
No, guys. Which was hard. In the moment, it's hard. And financially, it's very real.
Financially, because if you miss it, you pay it.
Exactly. So there I'm like, man, what's the lesson here? Oh, is it you want my attention in this moment? Because it's my birthday month, it was a book festival, so it's a lot of good things. But then at the same time, just 4 flights, man. And I was just like, life is life. And I do think a part of it is resilience building. So like, imagine a world where now you're flying with 2 kids and one gets the flu for argument's sake, and now you... So I do think in some shape or form, what you said is true, that these moments and the complexity of them, which seems absurd, I would like to believe in what's this word, in creative design of God, that they're specifically tailored for what I'll need. So maybe it's I need to pay better attention to flights for future when I fly other flights that are more expensive or whatever.
Or if you're going to be a keynote speaker somewhere where it matters for your reputation. Now it just matters for you, right? Like it's like, oh, my finances. But if it affects other people as well in the long run.
I literally find myself these days, before I get out of an Uber after leaving my keys, I look back, sorry Booty, I'm just checking.
Yeah, but the lesson was learned,
I'm so cautious now.
The lesson was learned.
Finished me thoroughly.
And the worst thing would be for things to keep happening and you're not learning the lesson because you're so morose. Every time something happens, you don't actually internalize it.
You just go to see me.
You and transform your Uber or to create fears out of them as well, which could be a real danger.
I like that it's resilience building, and I think also just tenacity, like to be able to go through a struggle and be like, all right, come on. What does the scripture say? And then you always get the order right. That
we always keep saying the scripture, and then we always like we're gonna go.
We never get that right.
Okay, wait. Shucks.
It says, trials produce
patience.
Patience
produces
character.
Yes.
Character
produces perseverance.
Perseverance, hope. And hope does not disappoint.
Because the love of God is poured into our hearts.
So you know what I mean? Like, is that John Piper?
I started saying his voice.
I think that's John Piper.
Transition.
Something happened there. But I think that if we believe that, or if you take that seriously, then honestly you'll be like, okay, take heart whenever you face all kinds of trials. Because then you can take.
But also imagine being an adult who crumbles every time.
This is true.
Like, no, you've been cleaning like
people are saying, what's
up?
If you never missed a flight before, and now you're like, so now you can never say, even you have the experience, you know,
concentrated experience.
Have you never done like now you have. Yeah. I think life, as interesting as it can be, I really think it's formed for your like learning. And it would be such a travesty for you to just never learn. Just keep on tripping in the same place. I wonder ways, you know.
And I think like in all of what we're saying, there's something liberating about realizing how little control you have. And I think that's been after last year's boot camp. I'm just like I'm okay with it. And I think there's something that brings you peace from being okay with I trust the God who's sovereign over my life, and beyond that, I don't have control. So I can let go of things and not feel this insistent desire for perfection of all my days.
Sometimes it's interesting. I think the thing I'm learning with not having control, is just understanding that whatever you plan in your mind is like a roadmap. You know, it's not set in stone.
Alpines.
Oh, okay. That's live. Right? It's like it's not set in stone, and I think for a long time, like especially with like my entire plans for the year, I felt like all of those things that I wrote, like like where have they gone to? And my mom was just like, all of those were just a guide, right? They're not like set in stone. They're not like immovable. And if now life is flowing in a different direction, now don't go fight it, right? There's a thing that one of our friends once said many years ago, and it really stuck with me. She made the analogy of almost like a lift, but how everything that is for you, when you open the door, it will open. right? And there are many times when you almost like try to force things to like either open or close, and it's like, no, whatever God opens, no man can shut, and whatever God closes, no man can open, right? So just to move with the flow of, maybe sometimes things are really moving you in this direction because this is what is really meant for you.
But you're like, no,
this is not what I planned, this was not my year, this is not how I wanted things, and it's like, but clearly there seems to be some kind of path that's forming here.
Sure.
Follow.
And the frustration will build there. In the resisting. Can you imagine the amount, and the discouragement as well, where you kind of like, why is things not working out for me? Why are things, and everyone else who's observing is like, just shift, you know, but maybe you've built those walls where people can't really advise you anymore. But I do think that in this like releasing and letting go with the flow, check in with God quite a lot, even in the time, because I think sometimes you can like recline into it, and you know what I mean, you can't always say every force and every push is going to be God's nudging in your life. Check in. Like I think I've said, I don't know if I said in the channel, like last year, some of the life changes that happened for me happened because I had relaxed into a flow where I was no longer checking in with God about a particular thing, and it actually wasn't for me, you know. But I didn't keep checking because I was like, well, it still seems like it's unfolding well. The red flags were flying, but I was like, so it's good enough, you know. Just as a hazard from what life has shown me, but actually sometimes check in and be ready to hear that turn, girl. It's actually not for you, you know. Guys, I hope that like kind of gives you a little bit of insight. I think people have learned a lot about what's been going on in our lives.
About my life. You guys don't say a thing about your life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just need some more hot water. Sorry. Live. This is live, okay?
You just need to drink something. Hopefully this has helped and kind of like informed to let you guys know a little bit more about not just us, but how we're also trying to tackle life, because it's happening to all of us. It's happening to all of us, right?
And you.
What?
No, and it's just, and I think like gratitude, I think, is so important. Like, find the good. There is always something good to see. Like I think it's really, and you know what I was thinking the other day, like there's some kind of power somehow about bad things, because once they happen we always presume that they've like overridden everything all the time. And sometimes one bad thing can happen in a day and somebody will be like, oh, this is a terrible day. And just the perspective should be like, is it a terrible day, or did one bad thing happen today? And you can still like almost redeem the rest of the day. Like, so I think being cognizant of that and
descend into
the worst of it as well.
Because I feel like some people say, I've had the worst day ever. I mean, you could easily say, I've had the worst week of my life. Because of it, but like your brain would also be like, okay, that's a lot.
Wow.
You know, because of just how you've chosen to frame things in your mind. You know,
Find the good.
Find the good.
Find the good.
Guys, that's
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Find the good. I just want to add one point to that. Find the good, and even in people. My mom always says like, sorry, oh wow, mom, you are okay. She's always like, I come to be all together. No person, there's not like, somebody can have done you wrong, but it doesn't mean that there's nothing that you ever learned from them, right? And even like if you leave that kind of relationship, there's still some good, right? So that's still perspective. Bye guys.
Bye friends.
Bye. Let us know in the comments, you know, if you guys feel that you're in similar seasons, like you kind of bumped against some challenges. And if you tend to find yourself sinking, has this helped you to feel like, oh, maybe perspective change is what is the answer? You know, let us know in the comments. Adios!
Bye guys! Adios, muchachos!
Bye. Hello. Hey. Hi. Bye.